Sometimes it's really useful to show your information in a table in your report. So that's what I'm going to do right here. So I'm just going to put my mouse where I want the table to be and then go up to the top here to insert and click on table. And when I do that, I can draw out the amount of rows and columns that I need. So for my particular table, I need it to be 3 columns along, and I'm not quite sure how many rows I'm going to need, so I'm just going to choose as many as I can, and then I can add some more later on. So then what you do is type in your headings for your table. So you need to obviously explain what information it's showing. So for this report, it's showing the date, the placement location, activity, and also the time spent there. Now you don't have to have these 3 columns the same width, so you can pick it up here and drag it along with your mouse and make for a narrower column, or if you want the whole table to be a little bit bigger, you can click one of the edges and drag that out as well. So then you want to write in all the information in your table. So I'm just quickly typing up here this work placement log that a student has completed for their painting and decorating course. So I'm just quickly kind of typing in all that information. I've also highlighted the titles at the top and made them bold so that they stand out a little bit more. So looking at my table, I feel that it doesn't stand out enough. So I'm going to highlight the first 2 rows and right click, and then I have the option to choose table properties. And from table properties, there is a box called borders and shading. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to allow me to put some shading in and add some color to this table. So when I click the drop down, I can choose whatever shades I want, and I can also choose whether it's the cells I want or just the table itself. So I'm much more interested in it being just the cells in this case. I'm going to say OK, and then straight away you can see that the color in the background has changed. And this is really useful if you have a lot of big tables with a lot of information to make it stand out a bit more for the reader. So I'm just working my way through the same thing, highlighting, right click, table properties, borders and shading, and then choosing the colour that I want. And you can have contrasting different shades, which means it's just going to stand out a bit more when you print it out. So now that I've done all of these and I've highlighted them all in colour, the other thing I think is quite good to draw your attention to are the other features you can do. So you can right click and click insert and put in a column to the right or a column to the left. So if you've forgotten something, you can always add it in afterwards. You can also do the same with the rows. So if I needed to add more information here, I would right click, insert, and row below, and that would give me another row here at the bottom of my table. So if you don't have all your information ready when you start making your table, you can still add a bit more to it. The same thing can happen if you right click and choose delete cells. You can take out a whole row of information, or you can take out a whole column. So that can be really helpful if your table changes. The other thing that's useful is you can lift up your table, so you click on that cross symbol and just drag it along, and that can be handy if you want it to move to a different position.